Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby and today we are talking about using a very powerful Neville Goddard technique to change your life. Now, if you're new to this channel and you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button, click the bell. It's going to show you whenever new videos come out. And if you want to show some love, if you really like this video, go ahead and click the like button. It really does way more than you think to help spread the word on this video. So back to today's topic. What is this powerful Neville Goddard technique that's going to help change your life by using it every day? I've actually taken this principle and enhanced it by incorporating a couple of other techniques, but you can do them all in one, and it's simple, it's easy. The only thing that stands in the way of you being able to implement and use this technique and it changing your life is simply consistency. So let's talk a little bit about what the technique is, and then I'm going to literally show you what it is and you can then apply it to your life. So what you have to understand right now is that your life, your current set of external situations, is a reflection of what you believe deep down inside of yourself. Your life right now is simply a reflection. Just the same as I had this gray shirt on and I was looking in the mirror, I would see me wearing the gray shirt. Now, you have these unconscious beliefs. Your subconscious is programmed based on your past experiences that can also come from epigenetics, basically your family, whatever they've experienced through trauma and different situations. In order to help you survive better, you've stored different things in your genes. Now, before you feel overwhelmed by that, Dr. Joe Dispenza's work shows that you can change genes by thought alone, which is what helps make this technique so powerful. So basically, okay, you've got all these unconscious beliefs, and right now your life is a reflection of those. So what do? Well, what you need to do is understand what your beliefs are so you can start to see, oh, okay, I'm getting this reflection of lack in my life because deep down inside, I believe I'm not worthy. I'm programmed for scarcity, for lack, because maybe when you were growing up, there were some financial struggles with your parents or whoever it is that raised you, and you saw that as a way of being, as a way of life, that is part of normal. So you incorporated that, you put it into your subconscious, because when you're in the last trimester of your biological mom and 7 years old, you're literally in the brainwave of Theta. And Theta brainwave, which we'll talk about later, is actually the brainwave of your subconscious. So when you're little and you're seeing all these different situations happening, you're just throwing one by one, okay. That's how the world works. Okay. Oh, that's what happens. Another example I use to kind of give you an idea of how subtle these experiences can be and how big of an amplification they can have in your whole life. I had this experience happen to me where somebody told me, a teacher early on, told me I wasn't creative. And I actually took that and stored it in as truth. This person, in hindsight, when I reasoned on it with my adult mind, they were going through a very traumatic time. She was going through a lot of health issues. Well, at the time, I was a kid. So when she told me that I wasn't creative, I literally took that belief. And as Neville Goddard says, it was an assumption that I accepted. I gave it permission and consent to be true because she was an authoritative figure and I thought what she said was truth. And so I took that and I lived my life according to that truth. And it wasn't until later that I started having situations that conflicted with that. And I basically had to ask myself, what is it that I believe? Did I believe I was creative, or do I believe that I'm not creative? And I gave myself the permission to be creative. And guess what? I didn't lack creativity. What potentially was lacking is my teacher in that moment's ability to really see my creativity and my unique expression because of her limitations. So I hope that that gives you a little bit better framework of how all of these different beliefs can be stored in you, potentially implanted there from other people's limitations, other people's difficult experiences. Your job right now is to start looking into your life. Is it about career? Is it about relationships? Is it about money? What is it that you are feeling that you want to change? What is missing? If you had an amount of money, would you feel safe? If you had that relationship, would you feel loved? Start looking at that feeling. Why don't you feel loved? What was your experience early on that led you to believe that you weren't worthy of love, that you weren't attractive, that you were somebody who would be rejected? Why is it that you feel that living in lack is part of your normal experience? Where did that come from? As you start to place where these seeds were implanted, you can start seeing your behavior and cut the cords of the old and start putting new seeds in. If you have something in your unconscious, a belief, an assumption that you're giving permission, consent to be true, and you're saying affirmations and looking into your external world and wanting there to be a different reflection, that would be like a farmer planting corn and putting it in the soil, planting it, nourishing it, and then just saying every day, I really hope for apple trees. I really think that the apple trees are going to grow from this. I think that they're going to be such good fruit. You'd understand that, well, that's fine. You do the same amount of effort, just plant seeds for apple trees in the ground and you will get those apple trees as a reflection. But when you plant the seeds and whatever's growing in the soil, which is the beliefs deep in your subconscious, that is what you got to get to the root of if you want to see a different reflection. The choice is yours. If you want to live whatever life that you want. I'm imagining that if you're watching this video, you want to use this technique so that you can change your life. So really starting to take responsibility that you do have the power to re-reason, to become aware of those old ideas, to become aware of the beliefs that you're giving permission and consent to be true, and then to start imagining and creating the life that you want to live. So this technique is using Neville Goddard's Living in the End and combining it, enhancing it with heart coherence. And I haven't talked a lot about heart coherence. I will make a special video talking about the ins and outs and how you can start incorporating it, but this will be a simple technique and it will use Neville Goddard's wisdom and principle and incorporate it to help change your physiology so you can start changing those subconscious beliefs quicker. And just a quick little note about heart coherence, why it's so powerful. Your heart is actually 60 times more powerful in the electrical component than your brain and 5,000 times stronger magnetically than your brain. So understanding and getting your heart literally on the same page of what it is you want and getting in coherence, which basically helps to change your physiology and get your parasympathetic nervous system calmed down. And when you do that, as you're moving out of that stressful state, your brain waves will actually be slowing down. Your ability to start feeling gratitude and love and peace will actually increase, because I've showed a lot, and I'll put it here now, that chart by Dr. David Hawkins. You can see that as the brain waves lower, your actual ability to have that higher level of consciousness and those higher level emotions increases, and you move out of that survival state. So what we're going to be doing in just a second is showing you how to use heart coherence and Neville Goddard's Living in the End together right before you go to sleep. And the reason we're doing this is because as you go to sleep, you're going to move from beta, which we're in right now, a little bit higher level brain waves. And then as you get more relaxed, maybe reading a book, maybe watching TV after a massage, you're going to be going into alpha. Now, right before you fall asleep, as you're falling asleep in that twilight realm, you're going to be in theta. And what did we say earlier? Theta is the language, and that is that same brainwave of your subconscious. So if you want to influence it, if you want to talk to it, this is the time to do it. And one of the powerful things about doing this before you go to bed is you're going to have 8 hours to influence it when you go into that dream world. So it's going to start just planting those seeds, especially before you go to sleep at night. So we took a little road trip. We're actually in my bed right now, and this is what I do. When I'm doing this before bed, and especially when I meditate in the morning, I spend the first 20 minutes of my morning meditating, because it is a way, again, to use the theta brainwave as well as to set the tone of the day that you want to have. So I actually use, my partner got me this beautiful clear quartz, and I actually put it on my heart space in my heart center. And clear quartz is known to help amplify energy. So it is my intention to amplify these desires and this new me, these seeds that I'm planting. So you can do whatever you want. I know some people do rose quartz. It's not necessary to do it. If it's something that intrigues you, I encourage you to explore it. So what I do is basically, like I said, I put this clear quartz on my heart center. And if you don't have that, put your hand over your heart and just literally over your heart like this. And all you're going to do is start taking your attention to your heart space. You're going to pretend that you're breathing through your heart as opposed to your mouth or your nose. So just concentrating on your heart, being with your heart, start having any memory, any positive experience that's going to bring you a lot of positive emotions, love, peace, gratitude. Start thinking of those. And this is right as you're falling asleep. Now, as you take a couple minutes and really start feeling those things, you're breathing through your heart, you're having those positive emotions go through your body, you should start relaxing more. Again, this is going to help move you out of that stress state into a more relaxed, and again, because your brainwaves are going down, your ability to move into those higher realms of consciousness and more positive emotions is going to increase. So as you're doing this, that's when you're going to want to start feeling what it will be like to live in that end, to be the version of you that you want to experience. So what is that version of you with that relationship, that version of you that has that amount of money, that has that dream career? How would you move through the world? How would you get up out of bed in the morning from that sleep you're sleeping right now? How would you get out of your bed in the morning? What would change in your life? What would your interactions with your friends and your family and the world be like? How would you move through it? How would you dress? What would change? As you start feeling who it is that you'll be, and you move that being state to you right now, spending that time in the heart coherent and bring that you right now into your being state. How you think and how you feel is your state of being. So you literally are going to be in that same frequency, those same thoughts and feelings as that inversion. So we're using Neville Goddard's Living in the End. And since you're in that space of that heart coherence, it's going to help amplify. It's going to help move into those brain waves that are going to help to plant these seeds into your subconscious mind. Doing this every day before you go to sleep is going to help you to influence your subconscious mind right before you go to sleep, as you dream, and if you can, as you start to wake up, doing the same thing, spending those first couple of moments to establish who it is you want to be. How do you want to move in the world? What do you want your life to look like? You can choose to be that version of you right now. You don't have to wait. You can give yourself permission and consent for you to be that inversion right now. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and this road trip. If you haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.